Welcome back to the weekly Brooklyn Property Market Update, brought to you by Engel & Volker's Brownstone, Brooklyn. My name is Katriona, and of course I'm joined again today by Donald Brennan. How are you, Donald?
I'm well today, Katriona. How are you?
Great. Now the sun's out and it's stopped raining.
That's beautiful. Beautiful afternoon.
So let's look at last week's data across the 16 key neighborhoods in Brooklyn that we track. So I think we definitely need to start by talking about the number of new to market listings because there was a big difference this past week versus the previous week, which of course was a holiday week.
Sure was. And we saw a huge pop in activity off of a kind of a tepid holiday week with new to market activity. And the below the 2.25 segment of the market, we saw 133 deals coming online last week, which was a market increase over the 2 weeks ago when we saw 49. And trailing 4-week kind of average established 3 weeks ago was around 85. So tremendous amount of new listings coming on. And in that same segment in contract, we saw 101 deals going into contract, which is up over the previous week where we saw 88. And 88 is kind of the trailing 4-week average for that segment of the market. In the luxury side, 28 deals coming online last week versus 13 2 weeks ago. And in contract, we saw 19 luxury assets going into contract last week versus 15 the prior week.
So what about the trends in the average asking prices? How is that perhaps being impacted by the number of listings that are actually going into contract?
So for this, I'm just going to focus on townhouses and the luxury segment here. Spread currently is about $500,000 between the new to market asking average of 4.5 and the in contract number around 4 million. That's what we see currently. And that spread has been tightening actually over the last few weeks. The in contract average sale price that I just mentioned has been trending up for 6 to 7 weeks now. So that gap is closing. Seller expectations, running ahead of where the buyers are, but not too far ahead. And buyers, for the most part, seem to be stepping up to meet them. Not closing the gap exactly, but it is tightening.
So in the below 2.25 million market, we can see from our trailing 4-quarter average graphs, particularly when we track the data, that gap between the new to market and the in contract is really closing again.
That's correct. Late last year, we saw, even late last year, running into the first quarter of this year, a pretty wide spread occurred between the in-contract activity, number of deals versus new to market. It was significant, and then closed up a little bit there in late January, February, and then spread back out. But now almost on par with the trailing 4-week averages of new to market deals, just coming short of the in-contract deals. So buyers still outpacing sellers there as far as number of deals go. And we'll see if anything changes here as we head into the kind of meat of the seasonal transaction zone where April, May, June occurring here. See where these end up as we move forward.
Need more listings, that's for sure.
That's for sure, yeah. Yep. A supply issue here.
Definitely. So shall we end on a neighborhood fact from our first quarter 2021 data, which, as we know, is based on closed transactions. So let's talk about which neighborhoods actually had the most closed deals for townhouses in the first quarter of 2021.
It's no surprise if you're a regular reader of our report of the neighborhoods that get the most activity from just a number of deals perspective, and it's Bed-Stuy, which is a huge piece of real estate, larger than any other neighborhood that we track data in here in Brooklyn, and it's so large we actually split it in half and put it into 2 pieces, Bed-Stuy East and Bed-Stuy West. There is a significant difference in pricing as you move across Bed-Stuy from west to east. So Bed-Stuy East, we saw 44 townhouses going in, closing in the first quarter. And on the western side of that neighborhood, 28 townhouses closing. Third place, Park Slope with 27, which is also a very large piece of real estate itself. and then Williamsburg with 15, and Prospect Heights coming in with 12.
Great, so that's it from us this week. Check back in next week, of course, for more accurate and informed observations on the Brooklyn property market. And it's goodbye from me. Take us out, Donald, with a few final words.
Yeah, just a reminder to our listeners, viewers, never hesitate to reach out. Happy to share our knowledge and expertise, and answer any questions you have that may be something you're thinking about near term or even planning for the future. We love planning, we love thinking ahead. Certain assets do require a certain amount of planning, so don't hesitate to reach out. We're here, we're happy to answer your questions. Our contact information is at the end of this video.
Thank you, and see you next week.
Take care, bye.